1075 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Let's get your take on last Saturday. Obviously painful, and yet opportunities were there to defeat a top 5 team. Just your general take, and we'll get into some specifics.
Yeah, I think that's it. It hurts because there was opportunities to win the game, and I mean, it seems to be a reoccurring theme. Like the last, the Alabama week, the week before, and obviously, the preceding weeks before that. There was a lot of opportunities, even though we didn't play our best, even though there were times we were up. I'm thinking about the Oklahoma game, all these different scenarios where we're just finding ways to lose the game. And it's not just one singular way where it's like, oh, Mr. Butterfingers over there, or they can't tell. It's all of those things. It's an amalgamation of things that always come together that at the end of the day it ends up with us being in the L column as the W column. And like I kind of talked with Terry about a couple weeks ago, it just comes down to this question that, just good teams find a way to win these games and bad teams find a way to lose these games. And it feels like in the past, we've gone on runs, and Shane has done a great job of galvanizing the locker room, getting those guys to do that. And that's no small feat. That is what you do. That's why we pay you the big bucks. But, at some point it's weird this year. It was odd this year because we're not seeing that this year. We're not seeing the run. We're not seeing the, those fumbles, and we went on this tremendous, 6-game winning streak, and we didn't fumble again. So hopefully, this is a great time for, Lenoir not putting anything on him because that was just football last week and all those different things. But, hopefully that's a streak we're getting ready to go on here because, we would like to continue to win out and obviously play spoiler. We've done this in years past and against some very vaunted orange teams. And so we only got one really orangey team on the end of the schedule that we really want to stick that to. But it all starts obviously Saturday with a tough task ahead against Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, who seems to have everything going right for him. I think it's the Bikram yoga. I think that's why everything is working well for him.
But is there an extra element that you can put into that mix of frustration when you're in a game like this?
When you mean the extra element of frustration, you mean?
Well,
like,
I mean, I don't know if it's like running. I don't know if it's running your mouth or something like that. But I mean, just when you feel like, hey, this is working. How do you put your foot on the gas even harder when it comes to just knowing, all right, we've got them off balance now. Let's keep that going.
Yeah, you got to go out there and execute because, again, nothing is it's the cycle of competency. It's the cycle of how you build up any confidence, okay? Langston gets up in the morning and does something right, and then he does something right again later on in the day, and lo and behold, it's a good day. And now, again, life is not linear, and nowhere is a football game because you can go out there and, hurt yourself in warm-ups and all type of crazy stuff. You get pink eye like Tua right before the game. Might seem like doom and gloom. Might be the best thing that ever happens to you. Who knows what's going to happen? But like you said, going out there and executing, and it's the one thing I know about all these kids, they've all been supremely confident at some point, and they've all been high achievers at some point in their life. That's why they're in the building, why they're in the room. I mean, there was no other reason for you to be here and still be here. I mean, so the point is you got to tap into that. You got to tap back into, not to get all, any given Sunday, take it back to the street ball and mama's ringing the dinner bell. It's none of that stuff. But, man, execution breeds confidence. And, again, as Lou Holtz used to say, and this is why he was such a harper on, like, going on the road and winning these games, because it's you get kind of a 2-for-1 with this deal. And so, again, if you did it this time, lo and behold, you can do it next week. But, again, you got to take care of that. And it starts with toughness. It starts with tackling. It starts with all the stuff that really doesn't take any talent. It just takes a lot of want to, and it takes a lot of, I want to come into your yard and take your basketball and play 21 on you and rough you up in front of your little sister, man. And I'm going to say something to her the next time we at the bus stop, like, your brother, you know what I'm saying?